Hi everyone, 2 here. If you've ever wanted to know what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite game's 3D models, chances are downloading them is just a Google search away, or in some cases, the devs just straight up put it on their website and practically beg you to steal their secrets. So now here's at least 10 things I noticed just from this one model, including one design concept that is so overpowered, so versatile, so easy to use, that I'm confused that the only ones abusing it in 2025 are gacha game designers and goth women. Today we got one of my favorites from Wuthering Waves, and I dare say she is looking hella 3D printable today. When I booted this game for the first time, I was like, how do they get the mouth outlines so smooth like that? And if we take a look at what's going on here, all they're doing is classic texture topology synergy. Textures that align perfectly with an edge, like this, are overpowered because no matter how much you zoom in, it's always going to be a perfect separation. So there's never going to be any blurring or anything like that. So that's how it always looks really good in cutscenes, no matter what expression they're doing. Oh, that's a good expression. Some game studios are pushing this concept hard because it's really important for the fake 2D anime look. And they are using this on all face elements, like even this nose outline on the tip. Here on the eyebrow, they separate the eyebrow outline from the fill. Here they're not using it, which for our sake, you can see like what I'm talking about if it's not aligned with the edge. But it's okay, they decided it doesn't matter for this part as much. Here it is before, painting it onto the texture without using the UV mapping trick. And here it is with a UV mapping trick. Easily gotten rid of all that blurring and texture stretching. If you want to try this out but you're using subdivision modifier, you have to apply your subdivision surface modifier, or else you probably won't have these small enough details to be able to select the perfect edge where the lip outline will be. But just go ahead and shape it how you want, unwrap it, throw a solid color on it, put a little gradient to make it lighter towards the middle if you want, put a little blush in there. Kuro Games likes to make it thinner down the middle just by making the vertices closer towards the middle, thicker at the ends, and give her a little pout. For the nose, I just had to take my knife tool, cut along this, and wrap this into a solid color, and you've got your perfect nose tip. Now, somewhere in the last decade or so, we as a society decided that limiting blood circulation is attractive. I don't know why, but here we are. Look at the belt on the thigh just pinching all of that thigh flesh, and the amount of extra loop cuts needed to make this a reality, just to make sure the curvature is nice in that area. This is actually very easy to do. Select these, you scale them down, E to extrude, S to scale it on Z axis, Control R, loop cut around here. Yeah, make that flesh bulge a little. Yeah, and then obviously you just texture this part. One thing that's pretty impressive is how straight and organized they made these faces for the legs. And also on all of this cape stuff, like here, this thing. Boom, 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 boom. Take a knife tool, cut it along this. Triangles are not the enemy. Well, time to copy that because that probably makes cutting off the blood circulation really easy. Probably makes the shadows nice and clean too. Now, as always, I will take a look at their physics setups. I think this got somehow unaligned. But you know, it's really nothing special. Their breast jiggle bones are just these two right here. 1, 2 for each, and first one is just a whole boob. And it's a lighter weight, so it's that blue-green. And then for this one, it goes all the way to yellow. So it's a little more weighted at the front. All right, fine, we'll demonstrate. It's gonna hit the play button and move her up and down. That's all there is to it. It's simple. It does the job. You don't need 4 points of physics like they do in Zenless. I mean, you could if you want, but you could also just do this. Sometimes managing too many jiggle bones is not beneficial because without a professional weight painting job, it can end up not looking right. But yeah, that's pretty much how they look in game too. And guys, please jiggle responsibly. Like, believe me when I say, all you people telling me turn up the sliders to max, absolutely diabolical. It doesn't even look right. Like, it does not look good. Look at that. You turn down the stiffness. I am moving the gravity up literally 0.1s. That's what happens. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? You'll need the Wiggle Bones plugin if you want to test this yourself. My last vid has the sauce on how to set that up if you want. They A-pose their models with the arms hanging down pretty low, but they got their bases covered because they got some extra loop cuts just so that the arm doesn't pinch around the armpit area. Let's test that shoulder deform. Not looking too bad, actually. Look at that. I'm gonna imagine it folds even a little bit better than this. The thing is, when I did tries to quads on the model, it could have messed some things up. Look at that textured armpit line detail. And then here's one lineup you can add to your bag. This edge, right on the outside of the tit, goes right into the same edge that's used for the armpit. So this thing right here, they put a little texture there. Then they put the texture line for the armpit just under this edge as well. Pretty easy to remember. If you're having this weird problem where there's weird shadows on her face, just go to the first material and turn Toon Text Fact to 0. There's always someone asking how to light these scenes. You just have to put a light point like 10 feet in front of her. Use these settings or play around with it. Use more than one light point if you want. Yeah, look at that. Not gonna lie, making the thumbnails for this is actually kind of fun. Just like Evelyn, they got the eyes armature rigged and the IK is up here. Just rotate it on x-axis. Got her looking left and right. Oh, that's so crazy. Man, this technique can actually make such versatile shapes. We got some fun ones today. Ever wondered what it looks like inside the mouth? Oh, that's kind of smart. I think they have the back of the mouth back face called. The teeth. The teeth are literally just a white prism. I used to think like you have to put the gums and all that, but you never actually see the gums. Actually, don't even do the bottom of the tongue either. So there's really no reason to be intimidated by doing the inside part of the head for these characters. That's all there is to it, and the bottom teeth, which is the same thing. Okay, what does she, Changli, Dorothea, Shorekeeper, Shui Yi, and Goth Women have in common? If you guessed BBC or disconnected dynamic collar, you are correct. Yet at the same time, I don't know how you'd guess that because I just made that term up. But it's when the character has a full collar, but it's partially or fully disconnected because there's a gap in the shirt or the sleeves or both. Now, I realize this is more of a design thing rather than a 3D modeling thing, but I've seen this most abused in 3D anime/gacha games, and I think it single-handedly carries outfits. Like having the collar covers up the neck area, gives you that sophisticated look, but at the same time, it's the best of both worlds because you're keeping the chest and shoulders area open, keeps things exciting, and then there's just infinite variations of how you connect it with the rest of the outfit, like, you know, belts, rings, mesh material, so many things you can do with it. But yeah, that's enough waffling about that. Hope you learned something. I know I'm definitely gonna abuse this on pretty much every model I create now. Probably applied to my brows as well. They made me retop the body mesh too, just so I can get this like extra loop in here. Copy what they do and like put more loops around the shoulder area. Yeah, get that nice D form. Lined up the chest to the armpit crease as well. Wuthering Waves, great game, great modelers. As you can tell, they put a lot of time and care into Changli. Now, if you're a 3D modeler or even someone who's just curious about it or might get into it, I invite you to my Discord. It's pretty new, but we're growing a community where you can share your creations or even just hang out. The name's Tu, a dude just grinding 3D modeling daily. If you want to follow along with what I'm learning about 3D, feel free to sub and like the vid so you can see more of it in the future. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.